We're presenting on the Existentialist Theory of Freedom. First, we will explain exactly what the theory is,
and then we're going to talk to you guys about a few philosophers that relate to the theory.
And we will also explain other theories that are closely related, such as the agent causation and the theory of free will.
We interviewed a few people who you guys might have noticed are around our Javani community,
such as teachers and a couple of students.
And we're going to talk to you guys about a few people who have a few objections towards the theory,
as to why they don't agree and they don't think that this theory makes sense. Existentialist freedom states that humans are radically free. We are ultimately alone, having absolute freedom over our internal nature. We create our own human nature, our soul, our self. We have no predetermined nature or essence that controls what is valuable to us, what we think, what we do, or what we live for. It is completely up to us to decide who we will be by the free choices we make. We act independently without
There were many philosophers who supported this theory and were existentialists themselves. One of the most important figures being Jean-Paul Sartre. He stated, "Existence precedes essence," which explains that humans are born with no human nature and one is able to make of it as they wish. They construct their human nature through their choices. Soren Kierkegaard and Friedrich Nietzsche were also two of the first philosophers who are considered essential to the existentialist movement. They did not focus on math and science. They believed that this was too detached to truly understand the human experience. They strongly believed in individuals, invented their own values, and create the terms under which they excel. All this freedom is also closely related to other theories of freedom as well, such as the theory of agent causation. This claim was first proposed by American philosopher Roderick Chisholm. This theory claims that individuals are agents which choose a course of action which leads to other events occurring. There are no external forces acting upon the individuals which encourage them to act in a certain way. It seems as though these agents are some sort of God with immense powers of self-creation. Another theory is the theory of free will. Supporters of this theory believe that no matter how great the external forces may be, one's free will remains unmoved. Free will is not a physical entity such as brain and body. This is why it is not subject to the deterministic laws of nature. Although the brain and will are able to exchange messages, this theory uses the analogy of a prisoner. Although the prisoner cannot act freely, still they possess free will. They are able to will freely. And now moving on to our first question.
The theory states that we create our own human nature through our free choices. When do you believe that we start to make these free choices?
I think that we start to make free choices in our lives as soon as we're aware of our own self-determination. When that happens, probably is different for every individual and probably begins to happen for us before we're aware of it, truthfully, where that you actually know that, oh, I can do this, and that's not something someone's making me do. Probably happens quite young in your infant or child development. But you may forget that later on, so we don't always remember our childhood memories, or you may not be as aware of it. So those choices, I would think, start quite early.
Okay, this one was hard. I have to think about this one. I'm going to say that, you know, for the most part, we're always making our free choices. Even when you're like 4, you get that, that sense, that pause, like, what do I do? And it's always, do I steal the candy bar or do I not steal the candy bar, right? You're already weighing your options. So I think people can suggest and guide and influence, but in the end, it's always your choice. It's like the battle of self. So I'm going to say you're always, from the get-go. Actually, no. From the age of because an infant isn't making any free choices. They're like little wild animals who are pure biology, like biological needs. So I'm going to say, oh my gosh, maybe around 2 or so, there's like that sense of self that develops. But under that age, I feel like you're just, yeah, feed me. I need to sleep. I need to be changed.
From a time when you develop your own conscience, and you decide what's right and what's wrong, and whether you want to do something or not do something. But then it depends on the way you grew up and what you're taught from people before you. So if your parents teach you that stealing is wrong, you'll think it's wrong. But like if you're brought up from a family where it's right, you're always gonna believe it's right, and you're gonna not have a conscience that tells you what to do. So it doesn't really start at like a specific age, but I guess as you get older, then
there's like a certain age, like when you turn like a teenager, you start making choices. Like even when you're a kid, there's like certain choices that you make, but like they're not as big when you grow older. So when you grow older, you get bigger choices. But when you are born, you don't like your parents make your decisions for
like
you.
knowledge, like probably when like when we're babies, like toddlers, and we start knowing things and learning.
When
stuff.
you're very little, you obviously can't make decisions for yourself because you're not old enough to.
Based on my recent life experiences, and this being having close relatives and friends and family members that have young children now, I'm actually going to step out on a limb and say that it's when we're very young. I feel like even if you see a 3 or 4 year old, you can already see their personality and their nature and so on and so forth, whether they're coloring or cleaning up their toys or whatever it may be. So I honestly feel like it starts at an early age and then it develops over time, right? And I also don't think it's set in stone. I feel like it could change based on your environment, based on who you hang out with, based on your family conditions, circumstances. So I think it's determined at a really young age, but it can be affected, altered, changed throughout your whole life.